so you're rolling.
Okay. My name's Geoff Gouveia, and I'm a muralist. Welcome to my life. I'm not making any money on this, so I had pitched the idea of doing a mural on the ground because I've been wanting to have a test case for pitching to clients. Because I know that if I had done one, I could pitch it to clients, and that's how I would make money. But I just needed the test case. So Sandals in the city of Riverside let me do these, and that will be good as a test case for future stuff. I mean, a lot of times clients just need to know what's possible in order to have you do them. I work a lot with the U.S. Soccer Foundation, and they build a lot of these courts all around the United States, and I've been trying to tell them to paint imagery on the ground instead of just like court lines, and now they finally understand what I was talking about, even though I've been showing them mock-ups. It's like, oh, this is what I'm talking about, this is what's possible. So most times people don't know what's possible until you show them and it looks legit, you know? I mean, that's how the murals worked in general. Like, a lot of those murals that I did in Redlands, I didn't make any money on. But that's how I got kickstarted. I knew that I just needed to have some work up, and then the clients would see, like, that's what I'm talking about. So you just need examples. And it was true. And that method did work. It's synonymous with the creative field. Like, you have to be willing to take some stuff for free, show people what you're capable of, and then charge really well after that, you know? Like, I'm not mad that this was done for free. I'm just stoked. I know what's possible because of it. I just needed the opportunity to perform, you know?
Did you buy all the paint yourself then?
No, so that was the other thing that was dope, was that City of Riverside and Sandals paid for everything. So I'm not losing, I'm not making any money, I'm not losing any money. But in those beginning days, most of those murals I had to buy the supplies too. And I probably would have been down to front one of these murals. I mean, they're pretty expensive though for the supplies, like $1,500, just because the paint's like really high quality. I would have been down just to be able to prove my point, because I do believe in it.
It's hard to visualize something this big.
Yes, and that's the problem. Most people, they don't understand. They're like, wait, you want to do the ground? And they think I'm like miscommunicating. They think I mean like the walls. Like, no, the ground. What you walk on.
Do you think it's hard for people to understand the value of painting the ground when you can't really see the whole thing in its entirety?
There could be some of that. But honestly, with these spaces, it's perfect, because if you look at the condition the court was in, it's garbage no matter what. So the alternative is a crappy court, or even if you can't see everything in its entirety, like, these colors make it super vibrant. And same thing with the park, where it was just really terrible asphalt. So even if the kids can't see it from a drone perspective, like, there still is merit in, like, okay, now there's vibrancy in the colors. So in many ways, the mural has to be a little bit more technically sound than most, that you could tell what's going on, because at the very least, the colors, you have to like the colors when you first see them. If the colors are wrong, then you've almost not done your job. It has to be something that, it doesn't matter if you can't see the real full picture. If you like the colors, then you'll like the piece. There's been no negative feedback, honestly. And it's tough when you're doing a project this big. There's always going to be negative feedback. Like, oh, we shouldn't have done that, or why didn't you do this? But I think because it's really down to colors, when you're seeing it in person, there will never be a pushback on the image. And I'm not illustrating something that's like offensive in any way. It's always, my stuff's pretty mild in general. But you'd have to have a beef with the colors, and most people just aren't gonna ever do that. So I think in a lot of ways, like these projects will always be bringing life to decrepit spaces, and people are just gonna be generally stoked on that. I mean, you see it even in like the skaters. So like the biggest concern doing something like this in an area like this, you would expect a high level of graffiti and vandalism. I mean, they lock everything up. I don't even have a key to the bathroom right now. I gotta go to Arcade Coffee down the road if I want to go to the bathroom. And you know, the first weekend that the skate park mural was done, somebody had tagged the ground near it, but they had the full capacity to tag over it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that it's good that they tagged the ground next to it, but at the same time, they did show respect. There's clear boundaries that they didn't walk over. So even at that level, like the kids who don't care, they actually do care. They respected it when they didn't have to.
Do you think there's kind of an idea like this ground has already been tagged in a way?
There is a hierarchy in the jungle, and most people who understand the game will adhere to it. Only the ones who are like trying to actively beef with me, you know, like, but I don't do anything to anyone. I'm not in the graffiti scene. I'm not promoting a political ideology or even like trying to impose religious beliefs. Like, yeah, the church paid for it, and I believe what the church believes, but this mural is not like forcing anyone to do that, you know? So there should be no negative feedback, and I like that. The first mural in Red Ones for sure was the original wolf behind Auggie's in the alley, but I repainted over it because it got a little bit of damage to it, and I also just wanted to like redo it. So me and James McLung, we painted over it, and now that current piece still exists. It's still behind where the Auggies used to be, behind that red brick building. I don't even know if it's red anymore.
Yeah, the building's still red.
It's still red, but Auggies isn't there.
No.
Yeah, the guys at Auggies were original supporters of mine. Rob, Pearson, Austin Amento. I had approached them and asked if I could paint that wall, and they were like, yeah, go for it. And then while I was painting it, I didn't expect any money or anything, but while I was painting it, Rob came out with a check for like $150, and I just felt like, dang, somebody's actually gonna pay me money to do this. Like, it felt cool, you know, that like, oh, somebody else validated what I did, and that was a cool feeling. And I've gone on to do much. I can't, you know, you can't have a family on $150 commissions, but you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start with like somebody believing in your work, somebody saying, hey, this is worth money, this is cool. I would love to do them weekly like this, but it's very difficult to like keep that hopper fill and like keep reaching out to clients. But I guess I could do free murals every week. That wouldn't be hard, but then my wife would be like, what's going on?
Yeah, somebody might complain.
Yeah. But there's something about that though, the free work, the idea of doing something, that I really like that aspect. And I make enough money to like warrant it. But it's just, I don't know. It's like my best stuff has always been self-initiated. There's no client attached to it. People always respond the best to them. I mean, the Redland stuff I don't think is very good. But people love those murals. And I really don't like them. Because they were like the beginning, right? Like, it's like sketches or things that you've seen or done in the beginning. And I don't really want to interact with them anymore because, like, I'm much better now. But people still like that. And it's fine, like, they can like it.
Did you see somebody tag the Auggies one?
They took like the side, right? Like the top.
just the top.
But even
top of it.
the way they did that, like there was respect in that. It may not look respectful to other people, but like they could have gone right over the guy's face. And going over the guy's face would have probably been better. It would have been easier for them to get to. There's multiple ways to look at it. I also don't mind when people do stuff to it. It's just the whole nature of the game. I mean, I would be really frustrated if somebody came out and bombed this piece that I'm doing right now. But you know, for the community to really get behind it, if they need to add something on the side, whatever. So what I've been focusing on commercially is working within the soccer industry, and that's where I found a lot of my money and the ability to do these larger projects for less money and, you know, explore a little bit more. You have to have some source of income to, you know, fund this exploration. But I think in the future, cities the size of Riverside and Redlands will commission me for these types of things, because there's so many spaces in those cities that look like this, that, you know, 25 years ago, this was a really cool spot, that they just opened this up, or however long ago it was. But inevitably, like, nature takes it back, and there's cracks in the ground, and then it just becomes so expensive. Like, do you resurface the entire ground? Do you, like, how do you reclaim this spot without spending tons and tons of money? I'm branching out more into, I'm doing some animations for Major League Soccer, I'm doing some illustrations, doing murals. I love the large scale stuff, and I'm trying to like incorporate this as part of like permanent activations for brands. I think that they're excited about something like that. And that's really more of where my heart is, because they could pay me the same amount of money for something that lasts one day as something that's permanent. Like, the value is the same, so it just makes sense on their end to like have a, like, what if this court was sponsored by Red Bull? That would just make sense on their end, you know what I mean?